Investing in property can be a lucrative move, but you should be ready for the risks involved before you get started by planning for the worst and hoping for the best. Your investment property editor Sarah Megginson and Caifu director Drew Evans take a deep dive into the potential profits and opportunities of buying your first investment property.
Investing is all about setting yourself up, not setting yourself back. I'm pretty old school. I'm very fortunate that my mentors, my parents actually taught me, Drew, as soon as you can work out how to get your money to work hard for you and you not work hard for your money, it was a complete and utter game changer. In fact, for me, my investments now, they earn far more money than I do exchanging my personal time for money. And I think as soon as you change your mindset and your realistic expectations of how that can work, you'll see a game changer in anybody who's looking at investing as well. When you first get started in real estate, realistically, you can get access to joint ventures, you can do options, you can get access to other people's money, which again doesn't cost you a single cent of your own cash. Right? So when people go, oh Drew, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time to get started, I call BS, because everybody does. It's a lack of resourcefulness, not a lack of resources. But let's assume that your average Joe Blow, first wanting to start off in real estate, the first thing you need is a job, right? Because remember, we need to tick off on your borrowing capacity, right? So you need to be working. The second thing you need is access to funds. Now, whether it's cash, whether it's equity, or whether it's access to somebody else's equity. It can be in the form of a joint venture, it can be form of your parents gifting you money. So you need a borrowing capacity and you need a buying power. The next question comes down to is what is your actual income to allow you to leverage that the most as you can. Now we know that in today's market, APRA loosening the reins a little bit, you can actually get investment loans with a 5% deposit. So the next thing comes down to is what type of property are you actually investing in? Is it postcode specific? Is it a house? Is it a unit? Is it a development? So there's quite a lot of different variables, I guess, when you ask that question. But for me, you can get started with as little as $45,000, $50,000 to get access to instant equity deals. It's all about being able to buy under market value, then add value through a small development, and then at the end have the opportunity to sell that property or refinance your deposit back out again to keep rolling and moving your deposit forward. Listen, get very clear on your goals, get very clear on your strategy and what you're actually trying to achieve. I would have 100% certainty around exactly what you can borrow. I'd have 100% certainty on exactly what your cash flow commitments are, and I'd make sure that you build in a buffer. When you're looking at the specific property and the specific strategy itself, you say, is this going to set me up or is it going to set me back? Am I investing like a typical retail investor where your growth essentially is at the mercy of external forces that you can't control? Or are you taking control of generating your own equity and your own cash flow? So for me, I'll be taking advice of people that have already achieved the results that you want to achieve, as opposed to trying to go out and learn the mistakes on your own. I think risks are inevitable. It's all about planning for the worst and hoping for the best. It's thinking about, well, what could possibly go wrong and assume that it is going to go wrong. It also comes down to what you can do from a financial perspective, in the fact that you don't want to overcapitalize and spend more money than you can actually afford. It's not a case of if interest rates go up, it's when they go up. It's not a case of if you don't have a tenant, it's when you don't have a tenant, right? So these types of things you need to plan for so that when they do happen, it's not a nasty surprise. So risk mitigation is just as important as protecting your capital upside, so it's really important to go through those in detail. When you're purchasing real estate, it's really important to understand exactly how you're making your money, not relying on external forces such as time. It's being able to buy under market value so you can see your equity advantage straight away. It's about investing in real estate that's going to provide enough cash flow that doesn't impact your after-tax cash flow and thus impact on your lifestyle. Building a property portfolio should be fun and exciting, and if you do it the right way, you can get access to huge equity gains, huge cash flow benefits, as well as huge tax deductions.